Okay, so this video is just going to talk about Kairos, which was discussed in Understanding Rhetoric, Chapter 1. Okay, and essentially timing is everything. So basically, when it comes to timing in writing, it's all about appropriateness and responsiveness. Appropriateness meaning that what you're writing is appropriate for the specific occasion and that the timing is right. So in this diagram, you see that originally this word was had two suggested meanings: one, exact or critical time, season, or opportunity, and then this second one was due measure, proportion, or fitness. So the one on the left has to do with responsiveness, right? And the one on the right has to do with appropriateness. So did this student think about Kairos? This is an email I received, I don't know, probably a year ago. It's, hello, Miss Meyer. I would like to inform you that I will not be able to make it to your 9:30 a.m. class due to the fact that I'm way too tired from the Justin Bieber concert. If there's any homework or any other assignment assigned, please let me know. Best regards. Okay, so when I look at this email, I appreciate that the person is being polite. However, this email came while I was teaching the class that this student missed, and which meant that he clearly was up in time to come to class, but just couldn't make it. And when I opened the email, I didn't know what to do, because part of me wished he hadn't told me that he was at a concert, because it made me feel like my class must not mean that much to him. But then on top of that, it made it worse when he said Justin Bieber, and I realized that, no offense to any Justin Bieber fans, but it just seems like, really, Justin Bieber of all the people? So anyway, and then he says, if there's any homework or any other assignment assigned, please let me know, which puts the responsibility on the teacher, right, in this case me, to inform him, and that's really not my job, right? Okay, so examples of effective timing would be Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, if gun legislation had been pushed through after the Aurora, Colorado shooting, that would have been proper timing. Sending a text or an email at a particular time in order to get a particular result from the recipient, or to avoid a particular result from somebody who's receiving it, that would all be effective timing. So if we look at this cover of Time magazine, this is from May 27th of this year, and it has Angelina Jolie on the cover after she's had her double mastectomy, which did put genetic testing in the spotlight, right? And this, basically using appropriate timing, created an ideal moment for social discourse about this topic. So, you know, if you combine her tragic story with the fact that she's famous, it gives this particular field kind of an ideal platform for talking about to what extent should genetic testing be allowed, and what are the risks involved, and is Angelina Jolie's case one that's more extreme than the average individual. But it brought up all these different kind of side conversations, right? And I really love that title, the Angelina effect. I don't know, it's very appropriate. Okay. So if we look at what was in the chapter's reframe, you can see that, again, there are these two emails. The one on the left, hey, Mrs. Loesch, I'm super busy on Friday. Please let me know if we do anything important, TTYL Lewis. Versus the one on the right, which says, Dear Dr. Loesch, my older brother is in active duty in the military and is being deployed this month. My extended family will have his going away party on Friday. I'd very much like to be there, given the circumstances. May I be excused from class? I'll be happy to make up any work, and I will ask my classmates for notes. Sincerely, Lewis. Okay, so if you look at these two emails, I mean, both are wonderful in the sense that they both seek to inform the teacher that the student's not going to be in class, right? But even if you look at just the subject header, the subject on the left is hey, versus the subject on the right is upcoming absence. So already we have an entirely different tone, and essentially the one on the left could be about anything, right? And then he says, "Hey, Mrs. Loesch, I'm super busy on Friday. Please let me know if we do anything important." And that sounds a lot like the email that I had showed you from one of my students, right? The tone is too casual, and basically it makes it sound like the class is not a priority. Whereas if you look at the one on the right, the way that it's, "Dear Dr. Loesch," which is more formal, right? And then there's a valid explanation of why the person wants to miss class, but then he asks for permission. And it's not that really you should have to ask for permission. It's more out of politeness that you're doing so, right? And then he says, if I, whatever I need to make up, I will. And on top of that, I will ask other students. I'm not going to make you responsible for filling me in on what I've missed. So obviously the one on the right is a much more effective piece of writing. So again, this idea of appropriateness and responsiveness, that's really what Kairos is all about. It's thinking about what you're saying, how you're saying it, and when you're delivering it, and making sure that all of that is in sync with the content.